What's up guys, it's Ross here, and I'd like to talk about what I'd like to see on the next Switch. I know that it's likely going to come out in 2025. I know they announced that they're going to showcase it within the next fiscal year, which could be as late as March of next year. I feel like that's kind of late for them to do it. It's possible if they're willing to buy more time to make it just right, to whatever games they're cooking up to release with it, so it's not just like 2 games like the Switch had. That was one reason I didn't buy the Switch from the start, is the lack of games that it had. I think they need to... I'm okay with waiting a little bit longer if it means they have a decent lineup of games. I mean, they don't have to release 20 games from the start, that's kind of ridiculous, but it'd be nice to have at least 5, maybe? Maybe that's asking a bit much. Something I'd like to see on the next Switch is a camera, kind of like how the 3DS had a camera. It'd be fun to play around with it, take photos of family and friends. Maybe they could do some sort of AR games with it, or even if it's not an entire game dedicated to AR, like modes in a new Mario Kart or 3D Mario or even Animal Crossing. Kind of like how with Welcome Amiibo and even Pocket Camp, you can take photos of your villagers using the AR camera. That'd be cool if they could do that with the Switch too. And it wouldn't even have to be a fantastic camera, just 1080p would be sufficient. Just at least better than what they had on the 3DS. That thing was very, very low resolution. Like, I don't know, 144p? I don't know what you call it. I'd also like it to have 4K graphics. It would be nice to be able to play a game with... I mean, like, this looks great. This is even just on the Wii U. That was... I think this was 1080p. Correct me if I'm wrong. But to be able to render... Like, water has always been something Nintendo's been really good at rendering, and to see that in 4K would be really cool. Mii's are definitely something I want them to bring back. I know the Switch has Mii's, but they're tucked away in the corner of the settings and they have no music, which is another thing I wanted to talk about. The music, like, the Switch is awesome. One of, if not the best Nintendo consoles of all time. It rivals the Wii for how good it is, but it lacks music in its menus, and it's everything, really. I mean, even the eShop was at one point going to have music, but then they scrapped that idea, and then decided to leave it barren, which just doesn't sound right to me. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm a guy who loves his music, but I want them to add like music to all the different menus and Mii Maker and eShop, kind of like how they had it on Wii U and 3DS. Another thing I'd like is for it to have like at least a few little goofy games come pre-downloaded with it, like kind of like how the 3DS had Face Raiders, the AR cards. It even had a music player and a photo app. I mean, okay, the photo app is actually pretty good on the Switch, I admit. But you could do a lot more with the photos on the Wii and the 3DS. And speaking of 3DS, I'd also like it to have an activity log. that's something that would be very beneficial to me, because I mean the Switch kind of has one, but not. I think the console that did it best was the 3DS. It tells you what you've played, how long you've played it, how long you played it that day, how many steps you've taken. So, I think they could even put in a pedometer into the next Switch if they wanted to. Granted, not a whole lot of people are going to want to shove something that big into their pockets, because most people don't have pockets that big. But I'm sure they could find a way of doing it. And it was nice to be able to keep track of what I was doing. And it even told you like what games you played the most. Like, oh, you've played Animal Crossing more than any other game. That's first place. Oh, you've played Mario Kart more or less. And it was really enjoyable. It had fun little music that was quite relaxing, to be honest. I'd also like the next console for Nintendo to easily post to any kind of social media, like photos and videos. I mean, you can kind of post to social media with the Switch, but like easily post a 30-second video to YouTube, or post your photos to Pinterest or something like that. As a content creator, it'd make it a lot easier. I'd also like it to have a few features that the OLED Switch has. Like, first of all, the stand on the OLED is so much better. I really wish I had one sometimes. I still have the OG Switch. But and I've never really had a problem with the kickstand until like this year. It keeps falling over and breaking off, which thankfully I have been able to pop it back in, but I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do that before it just doesn't pop back in anymore. I'd also like it to have backwards compatibility with Switch games, which I'm sure it will, considering what they've data mined with the Paper Mario, having 4K capability on a console that clearly does not support 4K. And I also noticed that I think they said it also can do 60 frames per second, but they probably won't do that until the next console releases, so clearly when they made this game they were thinking about the next gen, which is, in my opinion, means that it's coming pretty soon. But I'd also like it to have backwards compatibility with the dock, because I have a dock in my room for recording YouTube videos, and I have a dock in my family room for just playing on the TV, and they're not cheap. I thought they were $40, but when I bought it, it was closer to $80, and that's pretty pricey for something that's just an accessory. I mean, I know that there's a lot of technology that goes into it. I know that it has to be able to pipe it to the TV, and it's patented technology, you know, all that good stuff, but like, yeah, I don't want to have to buy another dock for my Switch 2. I don't care if it doesn't do as good a graphics. I just want it to be able to pair with my old docks, that's all. Also, on the subject of backwards compatibility, I also think it'd be cool if it was backwards compatible with like most of the old controllers. Like, all the old controllers would be nice. Like, you just plug in an adapter and then it does it for the wired controllers, and then the Bluetooth controllers, it just hooks up to them. I mean, it'd be really fun to play a modern game with a Wii remote. I'm sorry, I'm a Wii fan. I would love that. or use a Wii U gamepad. That would be kind of fun to use a gamepad for modern games. And especially if like they have especially like if they have on the eShop Wii U games that you can buy, and if you have a Wii U gamepad, then, or even if they started making them again, then you can like play older games on your new console. That'd be really cool. I'd also like to see the original Switch and OLED and basically all the current gen consoles for Nintendo to come down in price. Like, I want them to still sell them, but I want them to come down in price a little bit for people who can't necessarily afford the next Switch, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pricier than the current one because how much is going into it. I mean, all these things like a camera and a microphone would also be really nice. I'll get on that subject in a moment, but a lower price point for people who just want to buy an original Switch, want to buy all those original Switch games, but they don't want to spend, $300 or $350. I mean, like, even the Switch Lite, yeah, it's like $200, but it'd be cool if it was only like $100 for it. Then it'd be more affordable for kids. I'd also like it to have a microphone. That'd be nice because, it would make voice chat more accessible. It'd be nice to if some of Nintendo's games had voice chat compatibility, like Splatoon. And especially, I know that, one of the things about Splatoon that I originally liked was there was no voice chat, because then you don't have people harassing you. But if they made it something where you can toggle it on and off, then it could be safe for, like, say you got a kid who likes playing Splatoon, but the parents are concerned about people harassing him or her online. So then they just toggle voice chat off with parental controls, and then suddenly it's inaccessible for the kid, and then they can't get harassed. But for us adults, we can then switch it on and talk with our friends, talk with other people. Sometimes I feel like voice chat would make Splatoon a little more accessible. Because there's times I want to tell people, oh, they're in our base. Oh, there are Salmonids over here. Hurry, quick, come help me. But that's not really an option with the current setup. Granted, they do have voice chat available via Switch Online app, but I've never tried it myself, but a friend has, and it's kind of clunky. And if you are like me and you have a very slow internet connection, that's not ideal, because it requires internet to do the gameplay, and it also requires internet to voice chat. But if you had it all in one thing, then it'd make it a lot easier for people with slower speeds like myself. And yes, I would love to have higher speed internet, but it's not currently available in my area. I'm working on it, but can only do so much with what they provide. I'd also like the next console to perhaps have some remakes of older games. I mean, like, they're already doing that, but I want them to continue to do that. I don't want them to be like, oh, well, it's a new console, let's make only brand new games because the hardware is higher. But no, I'd love to see, like, New Leaf in 4K or something else. I mean, like, I've been playing the original Paper Mario lately. I'm actually gonna make a video on that. But it'd be nice if that got a remake, because sometimes it's difficult to see what's going on just because of the lower resolution. Maybe that's just a me thing. I'm sure veterans of the original Paper Mario have no issue with it, but I kind of do. So I think it'd be fun to make a remake of like N64 games and increase their graphics to 4K, because those are the ones that probably need it the most. Well, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you taking time to listen to me rant about what I'd like to see in the next console, and please like and subscribe. It definitely would help me out. I've finally gotten up to 20 subscribers, and I'd like to maybe hit 30 by this time next year at least. And hope you all have a wonderful day, and God bless.